Today is an emergency broadcast. We are going to single-handedly save all the markets. Bitcoin is crashing, stocks are crashing, and I'm going to talk about why this is happening. It's the interest rates. This is why stocks are going down, which is pulling Bitcoin down. And then we're going to have a debate. What is going to predict the rest of the next few weeks? Is it going to be technical analysis, squiggly line drawing, telling you where the Bitcoin price is going to go? Or is it going to be the on-chain analytics? And finally, I'm going to talk about MOONTOBER. October. Is October still going to be the upward month that we thought it was going to be? Let's go. All right, welcome to the Kale Show. Guys, thank you so much. Good morning to everyone except the sissies who are selling their coins before the greatest bull run in the history of financial markets. I truly believe that we are right on the precipice of greatness here with crypto. And if you're selling your coins right now, I feel bad for you. Thank you guys for watching all this crap. I mean, here's a bunch of videos that you can go back to and watch if you aren't caught up on the channel, but I'm not going to slow down for you, okay? Obviously, you can see it's an ugly day in the crypto market today. Here's the Bitcoin chart. I'm gonna move my face over here. Okay, the Bitcoin chart looks like crap. Everything looks like crap. And the only reason that this is happening is because of traditional markets, and we'll get there in a second. It looks like crap on every single indicator. We did finally get a reversal thing here. I think we're probably gonna start reversing in a second on the Bitcoin price. I doubt we go below 40K today, but I guess we'll see. Who really knows? NASDAQ, the reason this is happening, this is the reason everything is down today, is because of this idiot. Again, if people tell you that, Biden is in charge of the world, he's not. This guy is in charge of what happens in the world and in your money right now. He is directly responsible for what happens with your money. The NASDAQ falls sharply as rising bond yields pressure stocks. Now, I did not know about bond yields, 3 years ago, okay, guys? So I'm going to try to explain this to you in a very simple way so that you understand what this is without wasting a ton of your time, because this is important. You probably see this all the time. You're like, what the hell is a bond yield? Why does anyone care about a bond yield? What the frick are interest rates and yields, and who cares? And honestly, who cares? Because it's all a joke anyway. But let me just explain. Here's a really good article about what interest rates are. Bond yields are just interest rates, okay? And interest rates, I could get way into the weeds with this, but that is not necessary for this level of content, okay? What we're just going to talk about today is the simple concept of an interest rate. An interest rate is basically the rate that the government sets for borrowing and lending. It basically controls the entire economy, okay? So this article talks a lot about this, and it breaks it down very simply into the various categories that the interest rates affect, okay? This is important, so just listen for, I know this is boring economic stuff, but just listen to me for a second, because this is the reason your Bitcoin is down today. If you're wondering why the hell you lost money today, this is why, and you gotta understand why this is not something to worry about, okay? So government debt, if the interest rates go up, okay, which is what is happening today. The interest rate went up today, which is why everything fell. Everything fell today. When that happens, the government's debt gets more expensive. I don't know if you've seen this, but government debt clock USA. If you just search this on Google, this is our debt. This is our national debt. It's absolutely ridiculous. This chart should make you sick. As you can see, we have $28 trillion in national debt. The interest on this debt alone, where is it? I don't even see where the interest is. Interest on debt is $405 million and rising like crazy. Okay, so if the interest rate goes up, this interest becomes unobtainable, unpayable. We can't even pay the interest on the debt, much less the debt. Does that make sense? Imagine if your credit card that you're paying monthly on, right? You have a balance on it, you're paying 20% interest. Imagine if that interest went up to 50%. You would never actually pay off the card. You would just be paying interest, right? And that's the same, that's what's happening here. We're not making enough to even pay our bills. That's why we're printing money all the time. And we're not even making enough to pay the interest. And if the interest rates goes up, everything is going to break. Okay, so at the governmental level, we won't be able to pay our debt. At the corporate level, like businesses, like Apple, like Google, like all the businesses that you buy from, they have debt, right? And that debt is denominated at the core level in these interest rates from the government, okay? So if those interest rates go up, then all the companies become less profitable. If all the most important companies become less profitable, then their stock goes down, everything goes down, everyone who invests in those stocks go down. Can you see how this is a really, really ugly ripple effect here, okay? And that's why everything is down today. If you look at the traditional markets today, everything is down. You can just look at the Bitcoin price. This is exactly what the SPY looks like as well today. Like it's all the same, okay? It's just all going down today because of this. Now, this affects housing as well. You guys with me? You seeing how this affects everything? Housing. How expensive your mortgage is determined by this stupid bond yield that we're talking about today. Okay, so if your house mortgage rate goes up, you're going to have to pay more interest and you're not going to have more money to do all the fun stuff and contribute to the economy. And can you see how that would slow down the economy? Okay. Basically, the entire economy is addicted to low rates. We are like a crack addict who needs more crack. The second that the government stops feeding us crack, we have withdrawals in every aspect of the economy. It's gone on so long that the government literally cannot raise interest rates for longer than 5 seconds or everything will break. They started to do this back in June and literally everything just tanked again because it's called a taper tantrum, okay? I'll skip ahead to my man Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff is actually an idiot, and he's completely wrong about Bitcoin in every single way. But today I said, this is the first reasonable thing that you have ever said in your life. And what he said is the current route in bonds and stocks is not a taper tantrum. Investors are starting to worry that the Fed may actually raise interest rates and raise them aggressively to contain it. That honestly, he's wrong again. God, you're so stupid, Peter. Everyone knows that they're not actually going to raise interest rates. I mean, he says it at the end here. He said the more likely threat is that the Fed keeps the rates at zero, which means they aren't going to raise interest rates, while inflation gets worse. Okay, that is what's actually going to happen here. Because I promise you right now, this idiot, this guy right here is not going to, he's a bazillionaire. He's super rich. He's got a lot of stocks too. He is not going to let the stock market crash. And that is what is going to happen if they actually raise interest rates. So I promise you, I guarantee you, I would bet my house on it. I would bet my life on it that interest rates are not going to raise for any sustainable period of time because it's just not going to happen. The markets will all crash to literally zero. And so they're not going to let that happen. Long story short, okay? The next thing that I want to talk about today, okay, we're doing this quick. Remember, this is an emergency broadcast. And the first thing we talked about is interest rates. That's why stuff is crashing today. Is this something to worry about? Absolutely not. They're never going to let that happen. They're always going to keep printing money. They cannot raise interest rates. Long story short, if someone tells you, oh, they're going to raise the interest rates and crash the markets to zero, they're idiots. They're not going to, okay? The next thing I want to talk about that's very important for the current market is who can we trust to predict the next price movement of Bitcoin, okay, right? Because we need to know where it's going to go. We need to know if we're going to go from this, you know, where are we at right now? $41,000 back up. Can you guys, oh crap, you can't see me. $41,000 back up to $100,000, right? We need to know if that's going to happen or if we're going lower, right? That's very important. And so there are two types of people on the internet right now who are predicting the price. Number one, and I put this in a tweet, okay? Crypto Twitter is pretty dang divided right now, okay? I must say. 90% of the technical analysis traders that I follow are bearish. Okay, what's technical analysis for the people that don't know? That is where you look at a chart like this, right? And you say, oh, it's above this line right here, or it's below this line, and the momentum and the RSI, you see this RSI down here, and all these they draw squiggly lines on the screen. You guys have seen these people, right? They're like, oh, here's a line, and that's where the price is gonna go. Okay, that's technical analysis, all right? Or the other thing is on-chain metrics, okay? On-chain metrics, 100% of the people that I follow about on-chain metrics are really bullish. So we got the line drawers who are bearish, and the on-chain people are bullish. What is on-chain metrics? Well, on-chain metrics is stuff like this, okay? It's where you are looking at the actual supply and demand of the market. Like who is buying, how much are they buying, and are they holding it for a long period of time? Are they not holding it for a long period of time? It's like looking at the balance sheet of Chick-fil-A. It's like saying, okay, we sold 20 chicken sandwiches today. Yesterday we sold 23. Demand is going up, right? That's what it's like, okay? Except a lot more complicated. So to summarize, most of the on-chain people are bullish. Most of the line drawers are bearish. And so I said, I think the next couple of weeks will tell us which one actually has predictive power when it counts. And this is really important because you need to know who to trust, right? And then I did a poll here. Who are you siding with? And most of you guys said you're siding with the on-chain supply and demand. And so let's talk about the difference, okay? So Willy Woo there are three people that are the three best people to follow for this, okay? If these people tell me to sell my coins, I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to dump everything on your heads. Just so you know. Everyone's like, Kale, you are a moon boy. You're one of those guys, oh, it's going to the moon. And you don't even listen to the bearish case. No, actually wrong. If Willy Woo and Checkmate and Will Clemente tell me to sell my coins, and they say, we are bearish on the on-chain metrics, I'm selling everything instantly. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to tell you, okay? Because that is like danger, 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 danger. That is where I'm going to sell. Because here's the thing that is happening, okay? Willy Woo is the best at this, and he's talking about the buying habits of Rick Astley. Rick Astley is the song, Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down, Never Gonna Turn Around and Desert You. God, did you know I was a vocalist? Man, I hope that made your day. Anyway, that's the song, Never Gonna Give You Up. So, these are the people that never gonna give up their coins. They're never gonna let you down. They're never gonna turn around and desert you. These are the people that literally are not going to sell. And he made this cool chart here. I think this is so funny. Let me move my my stupid face. You can see here, look, he said, right here is when never gonna, this is back, before the big run up, right? He said they turned into never gonna give you up, which means they stopped selling. These people stopped selling their coins. These are the people that are holders. They're holding their coins, right? And right when we happened, we went up, right? And he says we're back at the exact same level. He kind of even did all the lyrics, as you can see. It was just kind of funny. But right here, he says we're literally at the same exact level as we were before this run up, okay? And so when I see something like this, guys, hold on, you can't really see it perfectly. I want you to see this. Gosh, where can I put my face? My face is too big. We're at the same place here. Can you see this? We're at the same place here as we are here. And the run-up is going to happen because of a supply squeeze, right? There's just not enough coins to go around. These Rick Astley people, the strong hands, the holders are holding on their coins just like they were back before the big run-up earlier in the year. Okay, now this one is even my favorite post. God, you got to go check out this post, okay? Checkmate really was kind of savage yesterday about this. He said, red Bitcoin candles got you down. Which side would you rather be on? The smart money long-term thinkers or the reply guys? You guys know what a reply guy is? It's that idiot who's always in my comments on Twitter. Kale, you're a moon boy. You're just talking about the bullish stuff. He's predicting the doom candle. He's saying, oh, it's going to $10,000. That guy's an idiot, okay? A downtrend in young coins means by definition an uptrend in old coins. Can you guys get that? Makes sense, right? BTC accumulation continues. Look at this, okay? So young coins means coins that have been bought recently, right? And those are all for every wallet type, for every wallet size, big, small, little, big. Those coins are going down. So people are not spending their coins, right? That means people are holding their coins. That's very good for supply and demand. There's more to this, guys. There's more. Let me show you. Okay. We can see that the buyers from 2020 to 2021 remain holders. These coins have not moved. Even after all the stuff that has happened, right? 50% sell-off, mining FUD, Elon FUD, China FUD, Tether FUD, rally from 29 to 52K, more China FUD, 25% sell-off. They still didn't sell. Look at this, guys. They're still not selling. Okay, this graph is so beautiful. I gotta show you this. Move my stupid face. Okay, look at this. These are the coins that were bought here in January, and they're still being held. They were accumulated here, and they've been held for 6 to 12 months. These people are not going to sell on some bullshit news like oh we're gonna raise interest rates. They know that's not true, and they know something big is coming. And if these people aren't selling, these are the people that I want to side with, right? And the last thing, but everyone is selling, man. Bitcoin chart looks like ass. He's literally calling out the same thing that I'm talking about, which is technical analysis versus on-chain. Yes, it does. But for those who have seen this before, fear and panic selling by noobs who bought the top is what creates the slingshot momentum back to the upside. Keep filling my bids, Mr. Perma Bear reply guy. Ooh! Checkmate. Oh, that hurt me. That felt so good in my body. Okay, look at this. I mean, he's literally showing that the weak hands are getting shaken out, the strong hands are accumulating, and we are fine. Okay, on-chain has never been more bullish, and I've been saying this on my Twitter for the last weeks, okay? Will is my other guy, okay? Remember, these are the best 3 on-chain people in the industry. Both the amount of Bitcoin held by long-term holders and held by entities with statistically low spending history, which means they don't spend their coins, continues to reach all-time highs every day. Probably nothing. If that doesn't summarize the whole situation, I don't know what does. But again, remember, let's go back to the debate, right? I told you that 90% of the people that are just drawing squiggly lines, they're bearish. They actually think it's going to go down. I already showed you the people that are bullish. Well, I'll show you. Look, Nebraskan Gooner is one of the best traders on Twitter. Seems like a great guy, right? But he says, Bitcoin monthly does not look bullish to me. You'll have to get your hopium fix from other accounts. Feel free to bash me with insults in the meantime. I'm used to it, but I'm also happy where I stand in the market, blah, blah, blah. This guy starts to piss me off. But I mean, seriously, look, he just draws lines on charts, and he doesn't think that this looks good from a technical analysis standpoint. And good for him. You know, that's fine. But I think he's picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. And I'm sure he'll do fine because, you know, he's really smart and probably a better trader than me. But I'm not good at, like, trading day to day, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna use leverage and, like, long this or short this. Like, I'm not doing that, okay? All I'm doing, and I've told you guys this for months, is I'm buying these little coins, these small coins that have 10x upside. The whole portfolio is publicly available. You can check it out here. It's also on my Twitter, and we'll talk about this at the end. But like, I'm just buying these coins that have a 10x upside, that probably have a 1x downside, and I'm just playing that risk and reward, and that's basically it. And so another guy, right, another technical analysis guy who thinks it's going down, he said Ethereum is forming a sell signal on the 8-hour chart, and I'm going to actually short it. He's shorting it. Right? This guy's smart. Like he's the guy who actually invented this indicator, which I really like, right? I like this indicator. But he's going into a short position here. And so this is really interesting, guys. I think over the next couple weeks, we are going to know for sure, you know, who we should listen to the rest of this bull market. Should we listen to these technical analysis people who are drawing squiggly lines, or should we listen to the people that actually can see the supply and demand on chain for the network? And I personally think it's going to be Willie and Checkmate and Will Clemente who are right about this. I do think we're headed back above 50K in the next 2 to 3 weeks, assuming that the Fed actually does what I know they're going to do, which is not let this happen. They're actually going to not let interest rates rise, because that's what they always do, and you can always rely on them to print money, right? So we'll see. I think this is really interesting. I think you should probably follow me on Twitter, Kale_Abe, to see this play out in real time, because this is going to be your weapon going forward for this market. That's why it really is an emergency broadcast today, guys, because if you know who to trust, you're probably going to be able to actually sell your coins at the top instead of getting burned again like you did last time. Because this is really, really important that you know who to trust on the next part of the market. Now, let's talk about MOONTOBER. Do I think it's still on? I kind of just did. I do think it's going to go up extremely high. It's going to go above 50K in the next 2 to 3 weeks. October is going to be great for altcoins, great for everything. Let's talk about mistakes here, guys. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys on this channel. I went all in a couple weeks ago, okay? Like, I went all in on this portfolio a couple weeks ago. And as you guys can see here, like, I've been honest with it. Like, it's definitely down. Like, it's down from its highs. And I should have just waited. I should have just waited in stable coins, and I should have just bought all of this stuff now, right? This would be the perfect time to buy. But I summarized this on Twitter. I said it's definitely a mistake to go all in a couple weeks ago. I knew that Evergrande news was coming. I saw it on Twitter like 2 days before it happened. I knew there was usually these dumps in September. However, this is what's hard for me, guys. It's hard for me to sit on the sidelines, right? I'm sitting here on the sidelines with my money ready to go, when I know that the downside is maybe we'll get down to 38K. Like, I don't think we're going to. But I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we wick down here to 38K, right? That's probably my worst case scenario in my mind right now. Like, I can't see us going much lower than that. And the upside is 200K. Like, legitimately, if we get, like, go watch the video I made yesterday, right? These are the best case, or where is it? These are all of the reasons that, the top 3 most bullish things that could happen, right? And these top 3 most bullish things that could happen are an ETF, Tesla coming back and accepting Bitcoin, and what was the last one? Any of these other corporations buying it, right? If any of those 3 things happen, we are going to $200,000 Bitcoin this year. And that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. A lot of people think, oh, Kale, you're just a moon boy. But watch it happen, guys. Just watch it happen. I don't know what else to say. And so the lesson I learned from this is I should try to be more patient. However, I think hindsight is 20/20 here. And I'm really confident, guys, that by December, when December comes around, I'm not going to give a crap about getting my altcoin entries at 47. I always price it in Bitcoin, guys, because it's too complicated to price out every single coin, okay? I don't actually own Bitcoin. I just own the altcoins, but I price it in Bitcoin because it just goes with Bitcoin. Does it make sense? 47K Bitcoin versus 42K Bitcoin on these altcoins is not going to be a big difference when it comes down to it in December. When I look back on my life, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I wish I would have waited a couple weeks. Like, it's not gonna matter, right? And so if you're watching this video right now, you have a pretty golden opportunity to actually buy these coins at a lower price than I did. Okay, so you don't have to, you actually can wait for the dip and just buy all of these altcoins, and actually have gone through why I think these are all amazing one by one in this video. My entire 10x altcoin portfolio, I go through all the reasoning behind it. I really researched it a lot. I really do think if I just sit with these coins for the next 3 months, it's going to 5 to 10x. So that's all I got for you guys today. I thank you for watching, and that's all I got to say. Bye.